and you're going to think this is crazy, I think it's Jayden Daniels. I think he is our next superstar in the NFL. I thought last year was the greatest rookie season by far. He took over a laughingstock for 15, 20 years of franchise. Relevance, maturity, arm, movement to the nation's capital. There is an argument over the next 20 years, they're going to become Kansas City in the NFC. That kid was bizarrely good as a rookie. You cannot trade him. So, J-Mac, I'm only doing 7.
Okay. People are finally coming along on this party that I've been trying to throw now for the last year about Jayden Daniels. He says people are going to think I'm crazy. I don't. Why would you trade Jayden Daniels? And when we look at this list, let's not worry about Colin Clark, Ohtani, Jokic, etc., etc. Like, let's just look at the quarterbacks right now. When you really think about it, the quarterbacks that if you were offered to switch quarterbacks, right, like a 1-to-1 trade, or number 1 overall pick for this next huge hot shot quarterback. And again, I don't even want to name any college names, but just someone who's supposed to be like, oh my gosh, this guy's about to take over the NFL. It's just like, think about some of these quarterbacks, think about even really popular quarterbacks that you could make the argument, yeah, I'd like to maybe upgrade or move on. He's getting a little bit older. He's a little bit limited. He hasn't really shown up. Like, even a Lamar Jackson, who is brilliant, and I'm not saying I would trade him. But if you asked me, you have Lamar Jackson, do you want to switch out with Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen? What would you do? I'd be like, oh, yeah, I'd switch that out for sure. When you get to a Jayden Daniels and you say, well, you switch out Jayden Daniels for Mahomes or Josh Allen. And again, we're talking about today now. So we're not talking about past accomplishments. You'd be like, I don't know. Josh Allen's going to be getting a little bit older. He's really physical. How is he going to age? Patrick Mahomes is obviously great, but like Jayden Daniels is more mobile right now. I mean, we just saw what he did after year 1. Like, you would actually have to have a real conversation about it. And you could absolutely, positively, 1000% be like, no, I'm good. Your only concern with Jayden Daniels is, can he stay healthy? And you theoretically have that concern about any quarterback. I was actually talking about this. I didn't get a chance to, I was replying in the comments, but I didn't get a chance to share this take, so I'm happy to do it in a video. Is like, Jayden Daniels is obviously a little thin and all that, and I've defended that, so I'm not going to go too deep in this, but it's actually kind of interesting because, like, Dak Prescott, a notably, like, thicker quarterback, right? A little bit more muscular, and yet he's been injured a whole bunch of times, right? I mean, he's been injured a whole bunch of times. Lamar Jackson has been knocked out of plenty of games and missed plenty of games. Joe Burrow, not a mobile quarterback, especially relative to a Jayden Daniels, has missed he's missed chunks here. So it's like it's not even just the fact that you're mobile or that you're thin or you're this or you're that. Like, it's always kind of a concern. But I will say, optically, when you see someone like a Jayden Daniels and you see him running all around and taking some shots, you're like, I can't see how this will end well over the next 10 years. And which is why from the jump I kept, screaming for Jayden, like, take less contact, take less contact, take less contact. Like, even just as a pocket passer, you're already special, and your mobility is great, but like, let's do more designed runs that keep you safe, that control, hits that catch you off guard. People don't realize that actually designed runs are safer. They're one of actually technically the safest plays for a quarterback because they know when the contact is happening. You're able to brace yourself. It's a more dangerous play is actually just kind of sitting in the pocket and then getting hit because it's like you don't necessarily see it coming. And although things have changed a little bit because of how they changed the rules of how you can hit a quarterback and whatnot, and so some of that data does need to catch up, I'm sure. But it's still interesting and thought provoking nonetheless. But it's also funny because someone commented this to me, and they were respectful because they're like, I watch all your videos every single day and whatnot. They're like, but it dawned on me. He said, you talk about Jayden Daniels too much. And I mean, honestly, it's like, what do you want me to do, man? He is a special quarterback. He is a special quarterback who had the greatest rookie season of all time and has been individually playing out of his mind. And he's a quarterback in the NFL for the Washington Commanders. And you think I'm like not going to talk about him? Like it's like I don't understand. Especially during the offseason, it's like, what do you want me to do? There's nothing else to talk about. I could understand if there's all these other interesting games going on. Like there was like a big dramatic game between the Bills and the Ravens, and I'm just like, Jayden Daniels, but it's like, it's not happening, man. You know, it's like you got Colin doing spectacular 7 lists right now, right? Putting Ohtani, Jokic, Jayden Daniels, Aaron Judge, and Caitlin Clark all on the same list. So it's like, well, you know, your hands get tied in this situation. But I've never hidden the fact that I firmly believe that Jayden Daniels is a special quarterback and will be a truly special elite quarterback in the NFL. Like I have those timestamps. I have those receipts. You know, I made videos months and months and months ago. Months, like 8 months ago, being like, mark it right here. I am telling you right now, Jayden Daniels will take over the NFL. And now you got Colin months later in June being like, I think this guy's going to be able to go on a Mahomes run and take over the NFL. And it's like, I've been saying that. The only thing that could stop him is health. That's the only thing. And the Commanders doing a poor job of supporting him. Because make no mistake about it, Patrick Mahomes goes on a Patrick Mahomes run because of what the Kansas City Chiefs have also been able to build and sustain around him with Andy, Spags, Kelsey, etc., etc., etc. Doesn't take away from the greatness of Patrick Mahomes, but everybody needs some friends and family around them. You just do. You need the support. So that would be the other question mark. The question mark is health, and will the Commanders do a good enough job? And again, I have similar issues with Josh Allen. I'm like, I think Josh Allen is an all-time great talent. And I'm like, I don't know how long he's going to be able to last playing the way he plays because of all the physicality it takes. It's not hard to imagine that his body will just break down. We've seen it many times in the NFL, especially with quarterbacks. So it's just kind of like, and then it's like the Bills have not done a good enough job to support him with coaches, players, etc. So there's many variables outside of Jayden Daniels' control, unfortunately for him. But that is, you know, it's kind of just like let go, let God in that regard. But Jayden Daniels is clearly special. And, you know, if you go through the list, when you move on from Dak, you know, yes. Baker, yes. Kirk Cousins, yes. Caleb, yes. You know, I mean, like, Stafford, yes. You know, if you had to pick right now between Justin Herbert and Jayden Daniels. You know, we already did the Joe Burrows and whatnot. I mean, like, it's just, yeah, I mean, it seems pretty straightforward to me, honestly. Trevor Lawrence, CJ Stroud, Jordan Love. I mean, like, even quarterbacks that I think are awesome or will be awesome. Like, I think CJ Stroud and Jordan Love will have awesome careers and can be great. I firmly believe that. I really do. But it's just like, you know, if you said, would you rather have Jayden Daniels? The answer is yeah. I'd rather have Jayden Daniels. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Jayden Daniels being on Colin's spectacular 7? You know, his untradeable players in American sports, his most untradeable players in American sports. Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.